Hey everybody, good morning and welcome back to the Air Warfare Group. This is Juice. So yesterday, Sunday, we got together for the first time in months with the Air Warfare Group team. 5 of us were able to make it for some dust off, get back to the routine of flying during our non-summer months, and we decided to do some U.S. Air Force quick flow air-to-air refuel practice. This is the video that covers what we covered during it. I'll actually be doing a slideshow for the brief that we did. Then I'll also cover the Tack View file that we did for the flight that we reviewed, and then also we'll look at the actual video of the track file from DCS that didn't get corrupt. So moving right along, we met in our briefing room. I briefed as the flight lead. This was the assets we're using. We're using KC-135R, call sign ARCO. Is in a north-south track, tack in 39er X-ray at uniform 251. Its flight level is 250 and it's doing about 285 indicated. When we do our air refueling, it actually punches up to right about 300 for F-16 refueling. The flight involved today was Uzi 6 flight, was Uzi 6-1 through 4. We were maintaining auxiliary frequency. Our aux was VHF Victor. We were 123.45, which we call fingers. So if anybody tells you to go fingers, they want you to go to 123.45. And we were using LSV or Nellis as our departure and arrival. And then we had for our resources for guidance and control, as we were doing a Red 4 bar cap today, just basically doing a north-south track, protecting the tanker, and also providing the Blue 4 guys with something that they needed to worry about. And that was just simulated. We weren't really flying with somebody else. Wizard was up on uniform 253, and they were also in a northeast track, northeast to southwest track. So we took off from Nellis. We rejoined up on the tanker. We shadowed it for a little bit. What we did on the tanker is we formed left echelon. You'll notice a little asterisk note here. Normally right echelon is used for quick flow. However, variations are authorized with prior tanker lead approval and also the flight lead coordination, which I took care of, simulated. And reason we did the left echelon rejoin is because a lot of us fly Navy fighters, Tomcat Hornets, and we basically are doing the left to right flow. Just to stay in practice with that. Our mission was to first form and shadow the tanker, and once the tanker started to turn, we broke formation and then got set up for AAR, made sure we were in the right switchology. We also made sure that our AAR door was open, and then we reported direct. And once we arrived direct left for the pre-contact, -1, that was me. I went direct to the pre-contact position. The -2 went what we call on deck, which is off my wing, and then -3 and 4 formed on the tanker's wing. They didn't go directly to the wing in line with the normal wing formation position. As you would look down the intakes and see the command patch on the side of the aircraft, you should be able to also see just over the fuselage and see this upper surface, barely see the upper surface of the opposite wing that you're on. If you're on the left, you should see the right wing just above the surface. And we made sure that everybody was monitoring on primary 251 and then auxiliary for the inner flight. What I briefed in the briefing is that we were going to basically feed left to right in quick flow format. So after I broke contact, I would move out to echelon right, and -2 would move into contact, -3 would move on deck, -4 would take up spacing where -3 was. And you see the flow. This is pretty much what we did. Now, once we formed post-contact and where all of us had been topped off, or what we were simulating taking, we did our switchology check again, radar on, emissions back as needed, lights back as needed or as required, and double check that we have the air refueling probe door closed, receptacle secured, because cross flow and fuel and tank usage would be affected by that. If you don't have that, your tanks won't pressurize. Then I did a quick status check, see if anybody had bent or broken pieces, and everybody did that. With the status check, everybody reported what their highest fuel state was, or I found out what the highest fuel state in the group was and what the lowest was, and then I adjusted and I issued either a joker or bingo based on our fuel states for the continuance of our mission. Once we checked our right turn and we were clear to depart, we went ahead and started fading away to the right, and then we turned off, and I offered it up for questions. We talked a little bit about the situation that you would use this. Basically, it helps 4 aircraft or 2 aircraft in a formation to get on and off the tanker quickly and get what they need and get out of there, so other receivers can get to the tanker and take some gas, and also so that the aircraft can get back on their mission. So that was that part. Now let's go look at the Tack View. Here's the Tack View file, and I will play it at 5x speed, so we will go ahead and get it started. So we're coming along, beaming along. Now this was our first flight together. This was actually first flight in the Viper in 4 months for a couple of the guys. So the formation refresher was much needed, and you can see that we're kind of loose in the formation there. So Dash 2 moves in, I come off the wing, I'm moving on to the right, and Dash 2 gets the lucky turn, refueling in the turn. And my Dash 2 was Budgie, and he hadn't flown the Viper in 4 months, so I just had him go in and simulate that he was getting gas. Go in like he simulated a plug, and he connected, bloop, get some gas, and then he came off. Dash 3 was Raj. Raj pulled in like a boss, proper communications with the tanker, actually connected and took his fuel load as needed. Tack View does not show the boom coming down, but Raj went in and hooked up and stayed on the whole time. Pretty good job, Raj. And then Bonds, the same. Bonds did proper communications, connected to the tanker, and got a little bit of gas that he pulled out. So I'll move this around a little bit, get to so you can see it from the other side. So as Dash 3 moves up, takes on wing on Dash 2, we're flying basically in formation with the tanker. Dash 4 is getting its gas, and after he's full, Bonds drops down, feeds back. This might have been a little far back, but it looks good on the Tack View when you see it in the replay. And then he's coming up, whoopsie-doo. And then you know what? You're going through. So then at this point, we did all our switchology. We wanted to make sure that we were all set and had our control set, new bingo, and then we were cleared off. And then we ended up going over, and then we dropped 1,000 feet and then crossed back to the west to pick up our track. So that's that. Now let's go to the film replay from the mission. This is from the track file, and I'll go ahead and run it. So this is when we reported in direct. Now the only thing that I'm going to stress that we do next time correctly is I want Dash 2 in closer to me, and I want Dash 3 and Dash 4. They'll be in line with the tanker line just outside, outboard the wing, but they'll be slotted down and back parallel to the boom. They'll be parallel to Lead's aircraft when they come out. And then Dash 4, of course, just flies off Dash 3. So Dash 3's got to do a good job as his flight lead for that element, and I've got to do a good job as Dash 1 for my element, which is Dash 1 and myself, Dash 2 and myself. So here we go. Let's go ahead and unpause. This also is at 5x speed, so you can see the effects and the flow. We are tracking the tanker right now in the F4 camera. Actually, I think we're in the F2 camera, so I'll be using the keyboard to move around as we turn. So I go ahead and connect, take a little gas, try to keep it in the green, and then I take off. There we go. Dash 2 comes in, sip, 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 and he gets the turn, so he's lucky. That's why I told Budgie he hadn't flown the Viper in 4 months, and he hadn't refueled in over that. So I told him just simulate it and then come off. We all had enough gas to go home with. Notice how Dash 3 is in a perfect on-deck position. Dash 2's breakaway is down and low, and Dash 3 goes in. And like a boss, Raj refuels pretty good. Boomer raises it and gets in a little close and plugs it. Does pretty good extension on the boom. He keeps it in, got a little close to the red there, but keeps it pretty much until he pulls off. And then he cycles in. Boomer flies out. Now what the Boomer's doing right now is giving Dash 4 a target to fly for. Dash 4 comes in, puts that gun cross right on the boom tip. Comes in and he connects. And sip, sip, gas, gas. I think he connects twice. Yep. Second connection, and then he's good. Raj was the bomb today. And then we go ahead and form up. I go through our checks, go through the status, then I issue a new bingo or joker, and we feed off, and we depart. And that's the mission. I hope you guys like this video. Quick flow refueling, if you check it out online, you can find the ATP for it. There's also some coverage in some of the older F-16 manuals that are available online, but the ATP that I referenced in the slideshow will get you the quick flow refueling. This is I've seen this done on Navy fighters too, with baskets on the single point refueling, where the drogue has been attached to the boom, and we only have one. This was back in the old KC-135Rs before the multi-point refueling systems became available, which is relatively new, I hear. So if you guys have anything to add to this, go ahead and please put it in the comments. We would love to hear from you, and I appreciate you guys watching. Be sure to share, subscribe, and like, and keep coming back. Your membership or your subscription here and your comments is what keeps us motivated to keep putting out good information when we can. We'll talk to you later, and everybody have a great end of the summer. Cheers.